don't have all the information in the world about the whole Justin slime. What the hell is this? Who is Justin? The fondler of Adam's new boo, his new girlfriend. They call each other girlfriend. That's not made up. They did it on live stream. It's really weird. What's his name was there too? What's the other guy's name? No Target. And he was like switched off when he said it. It was anyway. Apparently, Justin has some past information that leaked recently. A lot of people are talking about it. They're sharing pictures. They look bad, bro. It looks super bad. People are insinuating that he has like an Ike Turner tendency. If you know, you know. Man, he likes to box within his relationships, allegedly. People saying he has affiliation with people that are on the same type of time and even worse. And he's trying to hide that. I just think it's nasty work for sure. And I wouldn't put it past him, right? Justin Slime is a person that doesn't have actual character. He plays a character on TV. Throws the gloves on, some fake jewelry, act like he's some baller. Meanwhile, he had his wife stripping and working on OF to make money so he can use that money for his promotion. She came out and exposed him. He goes after anyone who talks about it. So, would I believe this? Yeah, I would. Once again, though, not an expert in it. I don't have all the information, even though I could probably pull it up right. You know what? I can't show the picture. There's people that posted it on their YouTubes, as in not the video, but their community posts. I don't want to risk my channel and show anything. Let me take a look, though. Let me see if I could just pull it up just in case. Maybe I could block out a certain portion. Maybe I could block it out. But let's see if it's still posted. But yeah, I just don't think that him or anyone over there in that camp has a real character at all. They tried to blur it. Let me see if I could put some of this on the screen. Hold on, somebody asking me, follow me back on Instagram. No, thank you. The hell? Yo, you went on my YouTube to ask me to follow you? No, I'm cool. I'm all right. It's a plethora of reasons, but nah, I'm cool. All right, let's put this on the screen. I'll read this out. See what this is about. You made a video for me? Well, I don't care. No, thank you. While we may have used words on the internet, let me see if I can read it from over here. My neck hurting turning that way. Just looking at my TV screen is bigger, but damn, neck is hurting. While we may have used words on the internet, you use actual fist against woman. Oh my gosh. This is what they saying on here. This is, I think, the Four Brothers podcast saying this. Oh, damn, I didn't know it was going to be that direct. And the difference speaks volumes. Words can be debated, challenged, and even regretted, but violence, oh man. Yikes. It's a deliberate act of cruelty. When kids grow up watching their dad drinking and I'm not going to say that word. Ike Turner, their mom, it leaves deep scars, yeah. Yeah, it does. Messed up. They start to believe that violence and addiction are normal parts of love and relationships. The pain often turns into a cycle where they repeat what they saw. Yeah, that is true. Damn. Hurting others the way they were hurt. It's not okay. Real strength is breaking that cycle, choosing respect, healing, and love instead of anger. And, they work. When so-called D-list celebrity fathers, I don't think he even Z-list. Nigga, this nigga not a celebrity. Nobody know who he is. That's why he put in his name. Like, you said D-list. Like, what? Like, no, I don't think he's D-list. I think he's below. Where was I at? So-called D-list celebrity fathers excuse and minimize. No, just minimize. This kind of behavior, they do more than just turn a blind eye. They legitimize a word and reinforce the toxic belief that it's acceptable. A father who is absent from the home isn't just missing from the household. His silence echoes in the mind of they're getting on some deep spiritual-ish, ain't they? Like, damn. The mind of a child shaping what they come to believe is normal. DV is in any form is unacceptable, inexcusable, not condemned, no circumstances, emotion, or relationship can ever justify it. Manipulation, control over another human being, yeah, it's pretty messed up. We stand firmly with survivors, advocates. They going hard in the paint. Everyone deserves to feel safe and a bunch of other stuff. Then they put hashtags DV, we stand with survivors. This is not okay. They going hard. I'm scared to scroll down. They blurred it, but I'm terrified to scroll down. I know what's about to be below here. Give me a second. I know. Yeah, I don't even want to risk it. They show pictures of a woman. Nah. I don't even want to look at that. They show pictures. I had to switch the screen of a woman with bruises on her face. Oh man, that's nasty. That's nasty. Is this a mugshot too? Oh my gosh. Yeah, baby. Yeah. It's pretty nasty out here. I said, made it to G list. This dude, Justin's not any list, Z list. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think. I was just reading what was on the post. Yikes. What's going on, guys? I want to check out this audio because I ain't going to play the video. Should barely play the audio that Upchurch shared of this loser. Right? Ryan Upchurch has had a lot of people going after him and making up things about him and just attacking him and his family for a long time now. Right? And people like Adam Calhoun and Sneezes, whatever. Justin Slime, all of these nasty rappers, they even sponsor YouTubers to harass Upchurch and make up things and go after him and his family. But they don't care what kind of stuff that YouTuber is doing behind the scenes. In particular, we're going to be talking about somebody by the name of Triple T, aka Father Tom, aka I'm way too old to be doing this. Like, trolling, nigga, you 80. Like, what did you? Like 83 probably. Why? Trolling, nigga? The fact that he even said that, I'm just trolling. This dude goes to people's houses and says he's trolling, but Adam Calhoun is like, supporting that and sponsoring him, right? His friends is giving this nigga chains and jewelry. He's like 80-something with gold teeth and chain on, talking about how gangster he is. Meanwhile, it's the same person that got slapped. Y'all call this dude gobble a low cow, and he slapped the dog flame out of you. Like, I'm talking about, nigga, that shit was bad. One of the funniest videos I've seen this year. Funny as hell. But anyway, one of the plethora of things that this guy has in his background, not no spliced up, made up stuff, is him genuinely doing this. Him being real weird and saying nasty things to children, right? Not anything that could be spliced and misinterpreted. No. He was asking kids sexual questions while he was at his job. The children that worked there, asking them freaky things, recording it with his cell phone so he could upload it to his Twitter page. When I asked him about it, and I can play that clip for you guys, he said it was for a TV show. More specifically, a sitcom. No, you a sick con is what's going down. And then some other old audio where he was trolling came out. Too much coincidences stacked on top of each other. Other old audio of him making some nasty claims that he had some friends that could put some, let's just call it CP. You're going to hear it in the audio anyway if I don't bleep it out. Some nasty R. Kelly videos on your hard drive via hacking. He admitted to having hackers who had the stuff, the CP, the nasty content on their hard drives already that he's friends with, probably sharing hard drives, and he was going to have them plant that stuff. I think this is the audio that you guys sent me, if I'm not mistaken. Let's play the audio. The video is going to be too crazy.
People on your fucking videos. Every time you get on your fucking internet, you little prick. Or make sure your ass is fucking too. Check it out, bitch boy. You got buffed up. You think Filthy Animal's about to be worse on you? I'm gonna go pay some fucking black hackers to put some fucking kitty porn on your fucking videos. Every time you get on your fucking internet, you little prick. Or make sure your ass is fucking too. Check it out, bitch boy. You got buffed up. You think Filthy Animal's about to be worse on you?
Okay. Why would that even be a threat? Adam Calhoun, you got answers for this? You got a lot of false allegations about Upchurch. What about the real stuff about your people, your affiliates, people that you sponsoring and doing shows with and having backstage and hugging? Tell me, I love you, brother. You love everybody, Adam. Love everybody. You was trying to invite me to your house. And then I turned it down, said, kiss my ass. And then you sent triple nasty to start making up lies about me. Is that coincidence? No. It's not a coincidence. It's exactly what they do. So I'll ask you, what was they all doing at that studio session? Remember, they were supposed to come out with like the country album, like of the year or something. I don't know. It never came out. I did a whole 5-hour documentary before they was able to put that up. That's crazy. I'm one person. The people that was supposed to help me edit, they backed out last minute. The people that was supposed to help me with research, they backed out last minute. Probably why I don't talk to them now. And I still did it all by myself. Over 5 hours. These niggas can't get an album done with like 100 people. You could have finished the song like in 5 minutes at that rate. Like everyone should have a verse. Let's get in there, knock it out. We pick the best one. The editor has the hardest job. As someone who has years of experience as a music engineer, it don't take that long. It don't take that long to record. It don't take that long to mix. It don't take that long to master, especially when there's multiple people. So what was they doing over there? I had a, guess you could say, theory that they were all conspiring and trying to go after Upchurch, and then a bunch of diss songs were going to come out. Psychic Beast Boy again. I'm just right like a mother effer, huh? Told you a bunch of YouTubers going to start getting paid off behind the scenes and start switching up on Upchurch. I was right again. Who's one of the main people recruiting these YouTubers and hitting them up and telling them that they'll give them shine and help them, give them clout, what they're desperately seeking. You know what I mean? YouTubers hit me up asking for that. Kiss my ass. But then you got Triple T over here. Yeah, what? I'm best friends with Adam. I could get you on a the phone with him today. Well, yeah, just sell me your soul. Disgusting ass. People are weirdos. These people are weirdos. And I think he hides behind a military thing, and I think that's fake. If he really was in the military, he was nowhere near the rank that he's saying. You can buy a military outfit on Amazon. People believe anything. Y'all, it's crazy. I could just go get a hard hat and be like, I'm a construction worker, and people would just believe me. I'm Bob the Builder. Just walk around. People will believe me. If I go and get a lab coat, y'all gonna think I'm a doctor? I get the lab jacket, I just come in here. What's the other gender? That's the scope. What, I don't think that's how you say it. But the damn thing the doctors be, you can tell I'm not a doctor. But if I came in here wearing the outfit and said it on YouTube, people would think it's true. Say you're a lawyer on YouTube. I mean, YouTube lawyers there are. If they were good, you think they would be on YouTube? Think that's what they would be doing? Detectives. This is one dude in the true crime community, a fucking detective. Yo, he's an expert. Why he on YouTube? You think people that are good at their jobs have time? If that was your main focus, you a doctor and you were like good, booked and busy, you wouldn't have time to do YouTube videos. Just got called spade. You're a lawyer. If you had a bunch of cases out here, you was out here, bare minimum, better call Saulin. You wouldn't have time to be on YouTube. This nigga come on here, yeah, super military, and shows no discipline in any way, shape, or form. I come from a military family. The same mother that you guys were doxing was in the military. They don't act like this. It wouldn't wait. I even talked to my mom about some of the stuff. She waved it off like a fart. She was like, losers. I was like, even my mama know. So yeah, man, I don't think nothing is real over there. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what yours is. Down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video. He said, I'm actually a unicorn. They gonna believe it. They gonna believe that that's what's going on. I'm Batman. Where's Falcone? Yep, that's me. Looking for Falcone. This niggas is crazy. But that's my opinion. Tell me what yours is down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video as well. What's going on, guys? About to check out this clip y'all sent me. Apparently, Asmon Gold was reacting to something that might be Hassan related. I think it might involve AI too. Let's see what's going down. And then I'll rock with Asmon Gold.
What is this? Gucci Mark Shock My Dog, I Can't Stop has a unique animation.
Shock my dog, I can't stand.
First of all, that sound fire so far. I gotta say, I love R&B and pop. That sound fire so far. But this is pretty crazy.
Gucci Marks generated this shit.
Yeah, shock my dog, I can't stop. Yeah, shock.
No, it
Yo,
doesn't.
nah. I might have to download that. Man, that just sounded hard. Why Hassan got the cornrows? They gave Hassan I got a full screeners. They gave Hassan. Sorry, Asmago. Can I move my image? No, I can't. But yeah, they got Hassan rocking the cornrows. Nigga looking like a WNBA player. And nigga got the Queen Latifah set it offs. I think he's gonna play more.
Oh God! No way! How do you do this? So YouTube had to go in and do this themselves. YouTube, I was not familiar with their game. The ending is true. Yeah, didn't he say something about going to China?
Yeah, one more time, she getting boiled. Moving with my daughter to China. I'll lead her up goodbye to Kaya.
And then he went to China. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, no, that's funny. That's funny as hell. I wonder what voice they sampled for that AI. That's the bad thing about AI. Nothing from AI is original. Everything is a sample, bro. Everything's a sample. So that's somebody's voice, but that sounded fire. That sounded hard. It said shock, shock, shock. Yo, that was hilarious. Send me stuff like that, guys. I want to react to it too. But that was pretty funny. Shock, shock, shock. I'm not going to use my real singer voice right now. What's going on, y'all? Let's check out the amazing doofus, aka the dusty one. He's going crazy over Vivek. I think it's Veraswamy, how you pronounce his name. Let's see what he got to cry about. Non-amazing.
Oh my goodness. So I'm sure many of you guys are well aware that Trump has recently endorsed Vivek Ramaswamy for Ohio governor. And I gotta be honest with you, that's probably the most tone-deaf thing he could do given the political climate right now. Because there's one teeny tiny little problem in his...
You about to say something racist, ain't you? He about to say something racist as hell. I could just feel it, bro. Like I can sense it. He about to say something super duper racist.
Endorsement of Vivek Ramaswamy for Ohio governor. And that is, no one in Ohio wants Vivek Ramaswamy for Ohio's governor. that's a, I don't know, glaring flaw in his endorsement. Because the funny in this endorsement is not too long ago, Trump called Vivek Ramaswamy very sly and that he wasn't MAGA. In addition to that, Trump's top advisor called Vivek Ramaswamy a scam artist, right? A fraud, which is what many have labeled against him, given that his, his stock and his manipulation of a company that he sold that he knew was garbage. There are videos that cover.
And you used to be one of the biggest Trump fans of all existence. People change, apparently. You was conservative at one point. Right? So if that's true and you said, well, I don't care. Like, honestly, I don't give a damn. No matter what. Right? Really. Trump backed him. Okay, you want Trump to back you, nigga? Like, what are you running for? Or who are you running from? That's the real question.
His,
And the hat. Oh my gosh. We got to do one dust check at least. One. For sure. Oh, that looked nasty. That looked nasty. We got to do one dust check for a video. This look like some of the dustiest work I've seen. That look. Yikes, guy. Should we take politic advice from someone that don't know how to wash their hat? Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm bugged out. That don't sound right to me, but okay. That sounds nuts. But alright. Dusty ass hat. I think it takes you seconds to put that in the washing machine. Don't they got like devices you can like wrap the hat around so it don't get damaged? Well, it's too late. It's already damaged. So just toss it in there. Throw it
his devilish ways, okay? Him being an actual fraudster. But that being said, there's a bigger concern, and that when it comes to the people of Ohio. And the people of Ohio are majority white and majority Christian. So when you endorse a non-white, non-Christian person to be their governor, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs if you think that's going to go anywhere, okay? Vivek Ramaswamy is Indian, and he's also Hindu. I guess the best way to describe this is on top of him being Hindu and not being Christian. Well,
how did I know that was going to come up? What'd I tell you? What that got to do with anything? I don't care. Yeah, I'm Christian. I don't give a damn if Vivek is. I don't care. I don't give a damn.
I'll just let Ann Coulter describe it.
And that's why I brought on today somebody who I think has some thoughtful perspectives on the future direction of our country, of our conservative movement.
We? Who's we?
Oh, and I agreed with many, many things you said during, in fact, probably more than most other candidates when you were running for president. But I still would not have voted for you because you're an Indian.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And that right there is the biggest problem, is that Vivek Ramaswamy...
I would love for them to play the rest of that. They always use that clip. Play like more than 2 minutes at least.
is brown, and they are lighting him up on X, okay? And if you think that X is just this, outlier, no. What the problem with X is that we're starting to see what people truly feel. We're starting to see what these ignorants really feel about these individuals, about these pundits, about these politicians. And we're starting to see, them attacking Vivek Ramaswamy when it came to his kids, how he's American, when it comes to him trying to...
You just want everybody to be racist like you are, that's all. You want them all to be just as racist as you. That's it. It's basics.
Cosplay with his, cowboy hat and everything. They despise this man. They don't see him as American, simply, as Ann Coulter said, because he's Indian. Damn. He's not white. And furthermore, he's a birthright citizenship baby.
I believe in being consistent about my policies where...
So your father is not a citizen of the United States?
He's not.
Damn.
After years of being in this, following the legal process of becoming a naturalized citizen, she followed it through the legal process.
So
and I think
his parents ain't running for office, nigga. But I don't know. Tell me what you feel in the comment section.
you gained citizenship through birthright.
Everything, and I mean literally everything, Trump is running against or ran against. He even tried to get rid of birthright citizenship, okay? Do you understand these people despise Vivek? Vivek is everything they hate with this country. You need to understand this. Vivek...
Where are you finding these pictures, nigga? Like, what are these people you follow? Yeah, that's crazy.
Is the epitome of their worst fears imagined. If you couple that, because an elephant never forgets, and apparently neither do swine, but they very much remember him criticizing them, talking about, hey, America is celebrating white mediocrity, essentially, and they didn't like that. They still haven't forgiven him. Once he got kicked off the Doge for saying that, what did they do? They showed him in a 7-Eleven talking about, thank you very much. They have yet again showed him that they don't like you, bruh.
Yo, I bet you Lucas is one of these accounts. Lucas gotta be one of these accounts. Where you getting access to all of this? You just search for people that hate this nigga? Like,
they don't want you. And culture showed you they don't like you. When you did your interview with your shoes off and your socks off, they're getting on him for that. Like, this isn't an American. We have him go back to Indian. And they're saying, if you're so great, why don't you make India great again, huh?
We don't need that. We don't actually need that. You can go back to India. You want to fix a country? Go and fix your own country.
This nigga says they, and then plays a Nick Fuentes clip. And he don't speak for conservatives, you weirdo. This nigga's crazy. Personally, I don't really watch the guy like that.
You are Indian. You married an Indian. You had Indian kids. You gave them Indian names. You don't embrace the Christian God. You still profess the Hindu faith. And you still profess pride in your group. Why don't you go to India if you're so proud?
And if you compound this on top of the documentary that allegedly was supposed to be coming out by the YouTuber who went to India and engaged in the poop throwing festival, oh my God. Electing and endorsing an Indian person right now, bro, good luck. Good luck, because there is...
You're racist as hell. Also, ew, I would never do nothing like... Is that really what they thought? Yeah, no.
There's going to have to be some serious image rebranding, okay? Some serious image rebranding for Vivek Ramaswamy to hold any water in Ohio, okay? And we see the polling, and the polling's not looking good. Trump won that every single time, and Vivek he's struggling because these people are sick and tired of what they view as foreigners and immigrants taking their jobs.
And offering to do the same work for next to nothing. They took our job.
That's what you have to understand. This whole H-1B visa, they're sick and tired of them taking their jobs. So you're now trying to put another Indian person to take their job. That's how they view it. And I saw a post. There was one person who was like, yo, I'll vote for the white liberal lady before I vote for him. And that's where it's gotten to. Even when we look at when it comes to 2028, people, even those on the right, are saying, hey, I'd rather vote for Gavin Newsom because he has a white wife, he has white kids, as opposed to J.D. Vance, who has a non-white wife, and one of his sons' name is Vivek.
You're the only people out here starting some bull crap like that. It's really weird that you want a race war so bad. Like, it's strange. You want people to share your emotions, and it's like, yeah, nah, dude.
JD Vance is fat and ugly and has an Indian wife who is the daughter of immigrants, and his kids are all brown. And Gavin Newsom has a beautiful white wife and beautiful white children.
That is the audience that you have cultivated, okay? And like I said, I got my...
Nick Fuentes is the audience. No, stop that. Stop. That is crazy. The fact that these leftists are doing this, where they'll find like a cartoon version of someone on the right and be like, look, this is your representative. This is your leader. Are you an idiot? What? He could barely lead himself. I don't think he could. But nigga, that he don't make decisions for me. Like this is weird. That's crazy. That is like very strange.
Popcorn, and I'm enjoying the show. It is amazing, bruh. I wish I had it on TiVo so I could boop, boop, like rewind it and pause it and just slow-mo certain actions, right? Because it's hysterical. They spent their entire time lambasting, ridiculing, being attack dogs for racists, to attack black people, right? Vivek Ramaswamy, oh, this is racism, right? Dinesh D'Souza is another one of them. Oh, Nikki Haley, another one. All these people was attacked. And now look what's happening. Their masters have turned around and they whipping them, bruh. They tell them, hey, you know what? How about you get out of here? We don't need you anymore. And now the attack dog is going, yeah, you all alone now. You all alone in the big bag boogie United States of America. Don't look to us. Don't look to black people. You guys, good luck. I don't know where you can go, because now it's game over for you. It's game over. There is and we see, as much as they want to say, well, I'm an American and I'm red-blooded American, we see with Dinesh D'Souza. Dinesh D'Souza exposed himself when the person was talking about, hey, I'm not going to release the poop documentary. And Dinesh D'Souza put out a post talking about, well, why don't you make a documentary about how the poop throwers are going to rule the country, right? Are going to rule the world, essentially, how we're going to take over. And that right there, that's why I've been telling people. That's why I've been warning as far as many of the white ignorants. I've been telling them, hey.
They call them the poop throwers? Could you imagine if someone is just for educational purposes? What if someone referred to me as like one of the chicken eaters or some shit? That's crazy. Yo, Lucas is nasty. Dusty Lucas, wonder what's his cap size. Dirty. Extra nasty. That's his cap size. I gotta play a nasty song. I'm surprised I ain't play it yet. Cause like, what? Huh?
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
This guy's a loser.
listen, I know you think you got a Dinesh D'Souza who's, doing your dirty work. I know you think you got a Vivek Ramaswamy who's doing your dirty work. I know you think you got a Tim Pool and the rest of them who's doing your dirty work. These people don't like you. They don't like you. Once that money goes dry, they'll turn on you with the quickness.
And then we'll see how loyal a hungry dog really is.
You have internal conflict with the dog, and
I hate the fact that some of the references, most of the references he uses for these clips, right? I'll be agreeing with or I'm a fan of, like Anthony Mackie. I rock with Anthony Mackie. Or the movie Idiocracy, he uses those clips. Was that a Joker from a Dark Knight reference, nigga? Like, wasn't you clowning Joker from? You know what? No, I just hate that he uses those references. That's like saying, yep, exactly. That's like saying all Japanese people, and this for educational purpose, this is not me saying that, but calling them sumo wrestlers, that's disgusting. And I'm mad I ain't go watch a sumo match when I was in Japan. You just reminded me. That's one of the two things I wanted to see. I wanted to see a wrestling match. I wanted to see a sumo match. Damn. Next time. But yeah, that would be ridiculous, right? Like, all black people play basketball or some shit. Like, what? Like, you're basketball players. Like, what if I like golf? I don't like neither, if I'm being honest. My sport is MMA. That's what I like. UFC been getting crazy recently.
The master. That's what's happening. Because at the end of the day, it was destined to fail. All we wanted was peace and to live in harmony. Okay, that's all black people wanted. Y'all couldn't accept that. The lineage evil couldn't accept that. You wanted death and destruction of a group of people who have done no wrong to you. We didn't enslave you. We didn't tell you couldn't vote. We didn't tell you to drink at that water fountain. We didn't tell you couldn't live in this neighborhood. But for some reason, that's why I say, the lineage of evil, for some reason, something about your DNA or however you evolved or devolved caused you to have such animus towards us that you invited people who did not even have your best interests at heart. They were just taking a paycheck. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing all the brown and the black Sambo soldiers that they propped up and they imported here to attack us. They're now turning their backs on them. Ask Benny Boy how he feels about Candace Owens, huh? Ask Dennis Prager and his paralyzed self how he feels about the...
This nigga could be making a video about fried chicken. He gonna bring up Candace Owens' name. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Every video, every video, you gonna go after Candace? All the videos, nigga. This nigga here. That Prager? I didn't even know that was. Anyway.
Nice slave plantation owners.
There were undoubtedly many nice slaveholders in the South. This is not meant facetiously again. It's meant literally.
You go ahead and ask them.
That is blatantly true. Slavery was just how it was for some people. Some people was extremely nice. In fact, they paid their slaves or rewarded them freedom at a certain amount of time, or the slaves just didn't want to leave. They preferred to live and stay there. It was just as if they were just working for room and board, which people still do to this day, by the way. They act like that's not a thing. People still will work on a farm or some shit for room and board. But people will act like that wasn't a thing. Same way that they don't think that there were black Confederates that fought to keep slavery. Oh, how about this? There were black slave owners. Whole plethora of things that woke people like him just act like didn't exist.
Oh, they reaping what they sow. I don't know what to tell you. Hell, ask Charlie Kirk about gang violence.
You got a shrine. You got a shrine of Candace Owens. Like Helga G. Pataki used to have a hey on him. He built that shit from chewing gum.
I don't know what to tell you. They reaping what they sowing. And I didn't even have to lift a finger. I didn't have to lift a pinky, fam. I'm just sitting back and watching the destruction that they caused. They sow.
Saying you didn't have to lift a pinky is saying that you wished for bad things to happen. That's blatantly what you're saying.
Wicked that they're causing their own destruction. Now they want to turn around and say, you know what, we need to get these out of here. What are they saying? They saying stuff like, you know, yeet the jeet and stuff like that. All this racist stuff. And I'm just like, bruh, you the ones that were hiring them. You said, I don't need the black person. Give me him. I'll take him. You know what? I don't need the white person. Give me him.
As soon as he called someone else racist, I had the office moment. You know what? I'm just, word? I had to break the fourth wall real quick, or y'all heard him too, right? Okay.
And now you have the white youth who can't find a job, who can't raise a family because they don't have the money to raise a family, who can't buy a house. Bro, the American dream is going to people who they don't even view as American. Is it? Anyways, guys, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think, whether or not you believe. That's not true. It's just because I think there are better candidates than Vivek. That's all. It has nothing to do with his skin color. It has nothing to do with him being Indian. Or if you believe, yeah, you can keep telling yourself that. But the cat's out of the bag, bro. We seen how y'all vote. We seen what y'all about. I've seen this for a minute now, but now it's out in the open. There is no putting the cat back in the bag. There's no putting the bunny back in the hat. It's open now. We see who y'all are. And, you caused this destruction. You caused this destruction of your own self. You caused this. I didn't cause this. So I don't know what you expect. I really don't know what to.
You cause your way into a washing machine with that hat in the shirt, because it gotta be nasty. By this time, it gotta be filthy.
I don't know what to tell you, because it's just gonna be chaos. That's all it's gonna be. Once you turn on the people that you've employed, right? They're gonna turn on you. And then, other groups of people are going to turn on you, and it's just going to be chaos. Somebody's going to win. I don't know who's going to win. All right, whoever orchestrated this, possibly, if it was orchestrated. But that's the only outcome, is what you guys have come here to do: kill, steal, and destroy. It seems like you're doing a pretty good job. Anyways, if you happen to disagree, you know where to find me Thursday through Saturday. Disagreement Day. Number on screen.
He just going to ban you. Don't waste your time. He's just going to ban you. That is disgusting. This dude here, man, he makes everything about race. It's really strange. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video, watch more videos. Also, check me out on Patreon. YouTube is robbing creators damn near. Metaphorically, I don't want them striking. But they getting us. Sign up for Patreon if you're able to. It helps out a lot. Things are never easy for me. And I always have to go through things pretty much through hell to get anything I want, or bare minimum, find peace. For me to just be peacefully happy, I gotta go through hell. I want to be a YouTuber. I gotta deal with stuff that President Trump gotta deal with. Nigga, like this. And it shouldn't be like that. And then I'll see someone start YouTube and shoot up like it's nobody's business. And it's like, damn. Yeah, they're being fake as hell, though. Yeah, they sold. But shit, can a nigga not have a snowball effect? I just assumed that going through all this strife, things would eventually get easier. It don't. I'm starting to realize that it's more so sometimes there's people that things happen easier for them, and it could be for a plethora of reasons, like them selling their soul. And there's people like us who we got to work our ass off for everything and just deal with just nonsense, bro. Like, last week was a horrible week. If I'm being honest, this week is not going any better so far, and the week just started. But you got to just persevere, bro. I'm gonna survive them. I'm gonna persevere. It's like waves. That's life. It's waves. It's like good and then bad, good and then bad. You got to be able to maintain through the bad and weather the storm, so you can be able to not only appreciate the good, but also be able to receive it. But yeah, it's part of the game. My dog ended up jumping over the fence in my backyard last week and ended up getting hit by a vehicle. Oh my gosh. And the people that hit her didn't even stop. And she ended up passing at the sink. That's some bullshit. Sorry for your loss. That's some bullshit. Was the no, because they probably didn't run no light, right? I was gonna ask if the cameras that be at the intersections caught it, but if they didn't run a light, it's probably unlikely. I'm sorry to hear that. That is jacked up. And then he just captured. I'm telling you, man, that's the shit that should be getting me tight. And then people wonder why, like, I'll be going in. I'll be having, like, it seems like no restraint when it comes to going off on people and just like snapping. But what it really is just me surpassing an extreme limit where I just like, I'll be like, fuck it. And that should just be making me snap. Thank you. My town is small and doesn't have stoplights, just signs. Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's jacked up. I'm telling you, man, life. That shit comes in waves, man. Like my shit, I'm telling you, I be thinking, because I went through so much of the downhill and went through the storm, that nigga, it should be just up from here, right? Like, and life don't work like that. Unfortunate. But I'm not gonna be a Debbie Downer. My bad, guys. I ain't gonna be no Debbie Downer. Be in here just sad. But I've been having a hell of a week. Or not even week, month. Yeah, this month been trash, nigga. It's been a fucked up ass month overall, bro. I tell you, that's probably why I spazzed out on my uncle. Nah, he had that shit coming. He's still a bitch. Motherfucker texting my mom asking her to ask me to stop. No, nigga. The hell's, first of all, we grown men. Why you don't just hit me up? You could kiss my ass. See me when you see me, nigga. Ain't a moment that go by I don't think about just going to that nigga house. Just letting out my rage for the fucking, just everything for the month, nigga. Just let out my rage, bro. Since you talking so gangster. But then that's a sure way to make things worse. For me, especially. For him too. But for me, especially, like, that shit can't end positively for me in any way. Maybe ego. I'll feel good. I'll probably go to jail, though, more than likely. And think about it, that nigga so scared he hitting my mom up. So that's one of the plethora of things going on. And then I just got some bad news. Dude, I was going on stream. Y'all seen me. I had to end the stream real quick. And then mind you, I still don't. It's still not going good, bro. So what's going on, y'all? Let's check out this video y'all sent me. Apparently, BBC's beefing with Donald Trump. I know. Let's see. We're gonna be looking at it through Black conservative perspective.
Because they took a film. You see the BBC thing? The BBC thing is crazy. The head of BBC had to resign because they took a film of Trump from January 6th, the speech that he gave, and they edited it so something that he said 52 minutes later, they put right after one, he said something to make it look like he was trying to get people to go attack people and fight at the Capitol.
And
it's not what he said
to you all the time.
But this one's nuts. This not only is this one nuts, but this one is for a literal president of the greatest country the world's ever known. He's the president, and you're lying about what he said publicly, which is on the internet, which anybody can see. Like, it is
jacked up.
The clearest.
That's how they do, though. That is jacked up, but that's exactly how they do. Kind of lean all the way back in this chair. Not used to it. But yeah, that's a mainstream media, especially. That's a y'all rock with Joe Rogan. Yeah, I think he's dope. I don't really watch him as often as I used to. I feel like I don't watch anybody as often as I used to these days.
Like indication of how
when you like start creating and try to step your game up and get on that Joe Rogan level. You don't really have much time to be watching stuff outside of
how that woke shit was rotting people's brains. And is still, but just less. You know what I mean? It was like it was on the march then, and they all felt like they had to go along with it. And so, by any means necessary, we must make sure that So they decided to paint a different version of what he said, and they're fucked now. They're fucked.
BBC
60 Minutes did it with the Kamala Harris interview, but they did it the other way. They made it look like she had a good answer.
It's still hard for me to hear BBC and not laugh. Nigga, that shit. I got a dirty mind, I guess. That sounds crazy. That's the crazy name of a station.
Which is like, it's so crazy. Like, you guys are supposed to be the news. Right. You're not supposed to be the propaganda arm of whatever party you support. This is nuts.
Boy. So we got to talk about the BBC taking a pounding from President Trump as he is threatening a massive $1 billion lawsuit.
See what I mean? That sounded crazy. That's how y'all said BBC screwed the UK. Y'all gonna get me demonetized. Me reading messages out gonna get me demonetized, nigga. That shit sound
due to the fact that they deceptively edited a clip of President Trump giving a speech on January 6th where they made it seem like President Trump made a direct call to violence. I want to go ahead and show you guys the BBC edit versus the original clip, and you guys can be the judge for yourself.
We're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen.
It's my fault for reading it out loud. It's just so funny. That's crazy.
And women, and we fight. We fight like hell. And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them.
Yeah. So I just want to play it again because I want to show you guys why I believe that this was definitely done on purpose. This was done with malice.
We're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we fight. We fight like hell. And we're going to.
Yeah. So the reason why I believe that this was definitely done on purpose is because of the fact that they didn't put any type of transition in between that, right? Usually, like when I edit videos, okay, and I am editing people talking, okay, you can't play the whole thing, right? You want to play the parts that people need to hear, okay, in order to get the context of the conversation. True. But a lot of you guys sometimes complain and you say, well, you're playing clips of other people too long. Well, the reason why I do that is because I don't want to deceptively edit any clips of what anybody's saying to make them seem like they're saying things that they're not saying. I don't want to do that. I actually go out of my way to make sure I don't do that. So when you're splitting a clip, usually to make it clear to the viewer that this is a different part of the conversation, that it's not a continuous clip, you insert a transition. Like, for example, watch this. Boom. You see that transition? Yeah. So if I insert a transition like that, that means that, hey, this is a different part of the conversation, or it's a different sentence, or there were some things that were cut out in between for the sole purpose of shortening the clip so that people can.
I do a few transitions, like more so edited ones, either a funny clip or something like that, or I'll put, I don't know.
There you go.
Like a part of the reasons why I do a lot of those edited clips do be from entertainment purposes, but also to like interrupt, because copyright is no joke. People don't really care to hear about that from YouTubers, but it's serious, especially in the reaction world. That's one of the reasons why I stopped doing music reactions. I used to do music reactions heavy.
Get the gist of the conversation, the context of the conversation, but just understand that that wasn't a continuous sentence. Like it was cut out. Some things were cut out in between. That is not the same part of the conversation, right? That is typically what you would do, okay? Because again, you can't show everything. Everybody knows that. So in a speech like the speech that President Trump gave on January 6th, yeah, I mean, as a news outlet, you might want to make sure that you're not editing a clip in a way that anybody can interpret the president saying something or doing something that he actually didn't do or he didn't say. But the BBC, somebody purposely edited this clip and said, you know what, I'm going to take this part of President Trump telling people to go to the Capitol, and then I'm going to take the part where he says fight, 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 and I'm going to clip it together with no transition, right? No clear transition to show that, hey, these are two different parts of the speech, right? No transition to make it seem like a continuous thing. And that's, in my opinion, how I know it's doing malice, because I edit videos all day, right? I edit my own videos and I know how this goes, right? I know how the thought process goes and what I'm thinking about when I'm editing clips and editing conversations. And yeah, this definitely was done on purpose.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty. I think it deserves a nasty.
Yeah, yeah. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name.
Snap. My bad. My bad. I haven't gotten the timing right for that yet.
100%. So this footage aired before the election in some type of program or special that they had. And now they are apologizing to the president due to the fact that President Trump has threatened legal action against the BBC, including suing them for over $1 billion.
BBC is apologizing to President Trump for a misleading edit.
Hey, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button if you're able to. Helps out a lot. If you're watching, then you're near the computer or your phone. Click the like button if you're able to. Or the hype button. I don't know nothing about that. Apparently that's a new thing. Hype button. YouTube, I swear, man. They come up with something new every day. And they think, or they say, I should say, that it's to benefit the creators. It's probably not.
Of his January 6th speech in a documentary, but the dispute over that edit may now move toward a legal battle. The president has threatened a $1 billion lawsuit saying that the edit caused serious damage unless the film is fully retracted and that he is compensated. The BBC says the documentary is off the air and it will not pay any compensation. The fallout has already shaken the network, with two executives stepping down. That happened earlier this week. Joining us now, Tyler O'Neill, senior editor at the Daily Signal. Thank you so much for joining us. How big of a deal is this for the BBC to publicly apologize to a U.S. president?
Yeah, I think this sets a very strong...
What's up, Fireman? How you doing? What's up, Daniel? How are you? How are you? I think it's Daniel, right? Yeah. Mom blind ass.
Precedent. I mean, what we see, President Trump has demanded more than this, but at the same time, he has gotten a historic apology from the BBC for splicing these two things together. Now, the BBC is claiming that it was not the BBC themselves who made the decision to splice together the quotes. They gave the impression of President Trump encouraging his supporters to be violent.
You don't take responsibility for it though? Like, it wasn't us that spliced it. You aired it though. This is a network, ain't it? I would think that they would be more on point with reviewing things before they air it.
And to attack the Capitol. But, you know, they're still taking some responsibility. They're still apologizing. We still had these resignations. It remains to be seen if President Trump is going to consider this apology enough. As you said, he's demanded more than an apology. He has also been successful in suing other media companies, mostly in the United States, for defamation when they have made claims that have twisted his words and presented him in very negative lights.
What are you hearing, Tyler? Might there be more resignations before this is all said and done?
I'm not certain we would expect more resignations, but I do think what we're going to hear, we're next hearing probably from the president himself, if he is going to accept this apology or if he is going to consider legal action. When it comes to legal action, he's going to face a few hurdles. I believe the statute of limitations for filing a defamation lawsuit in UK law has just passed on this particular issue, but he might be able to sue in U.S. courts.
What does this situation say about the pressure newsrooms face when covering political people?
Yeah, I think that's a really important question. Newsrooms have to be fair and accurate in presenting what political figures like President Trump actually say. And so in this instance, you had a very clear situation where quotes were spliced out of context. If you listen to Trump's entire speech, you know, he said that it's perfect. I'm not certain about that, but I do know that he said repeatedly that he wanted his supporters to be peaceful in their protest. And he did not call for them to fight like hell in attacking the Capitol in the way that his words were spliced to suggest in this video recording.
And due to that splicing, how big of a fracture does this cause in the trust for the BBC?
I think it's going to be a very negative scandal for the BBC. We've seen the BBC under fire for the way that they presented Brexit and suggested that it was, a Russian, essentially a Russian influence campaign in the past. And we've seen many conservative MPs taking stands against the BBC in the past. I think this is going to lead to more opposition to the BBC. And I also think, one of the interesting things to come out of this is seeing that U.S. taxpayer dollars actually ended up funding the BBC to some extent indirectly through USAID. I think that
is that I got threads. What you mean? I'm thinking like outfits.
Is something that conservatives.
Yeah, I got a little if you talking about my hoodie collection
in the United States are going to have serious concerns about given this splicing scandal.
Interesting. Tyler O'Neill, thank you so much.
Yeah. So you seen that, you heard that. Again, I'm not buying the apology or the explanation from the BBC.
Guys, tell me how my audio is too, by the way. I'm trying to make sure it's good.
BBC, because I know how this goes. And there's somebody that, from an editorial perspective, had the responsibility of reviewing the documentary, the program, to make sure that stuff like this didn't happen, right? That, hey, we're not clipping the speech out of context.
So you're talking about the app? What the hell is that? Y'all making me sound old now. That's an app? Wait, the thing that's connected to like Instagram or something? Let me see. Oh yeah, no, I don't think I got that. Unless it happens automatically. And like, I feel like every time I checked Instagram, it kept trying to get me to like sign up for this. So I'll log in. And they was doing it in sneaky ways. Nigga, like they'll put a picture that I want to see. Like, I'm like, what the heck is this? Like some kind of article or something. I'm like, let me read the article. No, I gotta go on Threads to read it, nigga. That is crazy. But nah, I never even tried to sign into that. Do I have one automatically? That would be crazy. Let me search. I find myself on here. It's probably a fake me. Right, fake version of me. Wait, what the heck? Oh, okay. No, I don't. But there's a ish load of people that's trying to contact me on here. Like, that is strange. Niggas would try to hit me up on threads instead of just. And they ain't like, nigga, this is like public. Like, you're publicly trying to reach out to me. That is strange. Whatever. See, you got me over here discovering new stuff. So it's automatically, but this says Instagram though. Yeah, it says I'm not on here. But there's people that keep trying to contact me. Yeah, you could tell because the Instagram logo is still next to my name. I think everybody else that got threads, that's like an at. That's strange. Yeah,
trying to make the president say something that he really didn't say. And somebody had a responsibility of doing that, and somebody had to sign off on it before it was aired. Now, you do have executives who have resigned from their positions due to this. However, yeah, I think a lawsuit is appropriate for sure, 100%. These media outlets are getting away with propaganda and trying to deceptively edit clips to push a narrative on behalf of a political party or a political agenda. Okay, we see this happen in the United States all the time. Okay, right now, I personally think that the president should be looking at suing a lot of individuals on MSDNC, BS now, when it comes to the Epstein stuff, right? A lot of people need to be sued for that because, I mean, they're not even hiding anymore. They're just straight up calling the president a pedophile, right? You had George Slopopotamus at ABC essentially called the president a rapist. ABC was punished for that. Yeah, I mean, they're just saying these things. They're making these claims with no evidence, right? These false claims. And then, you know, they don't think that they should be punished for it, right? They want to boohoo, whine, and cry because they're not allowed to just openly call the president a rapist and a pedophile, right? And
this video definitely get monetized. But that's jacked up. I don't think they should be allowed to do that in any way, shape, or form. Come at them. Definitely like sue the heck out of BBC.
And again, in this story right here with the BBC, yeah, they're editing the clip to try to make it seem like the president called for a violent attack on the Capitol when that's clearly not what he did in the speech. But it just conveniently fits the narrative from the left about President Trump's speech. So President Trump apparently is rejecting the apology from the BBC, and he is going to move forward with punishing them with a lawsuit. So let's get into it.
To Donald Trump after one of their programs edited a speech he gave in 2024 before the last election.
A major talking point in the US, of course, has been Donald Trump's threat to sue the BBC now after that Panorama program edited up his January the 6th speech, trying to fit him up as encouraging violence that followed down there at those riots at Capitol Hill. Well, here's a reminder of what the BBC put to air.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell. We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women.
Yeah, that was 100% done.
Yeah, that's foul. That's foul. Yeah, that's nasty as hell. And guess what? There's going to be people that still use the edited clip and say it's real. There's going to be people that are still going after Trump based off of the false clip. Yeah, that's jacked up. Disgusting. He needs to sue the hell out of them. Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing? Yeah, he needs to sue the heck out of them. He needs to sue them ASAP.
On purpose. And that was done with a professional level edit. Okay, you wouldn't be able to tell just with the naked eye that, hey, this was spliced up unless you heard the whole speech and you know, okay, he didn't actually say that. So, yeah, I mean, this is really bad, right? Like, this is.
I've had people do that to me. So trust me, I do not like that. I've had people splice all types of stuff and try to accuse me of stuff. It's a nasty tactic. The fact that people do it is disgusting, bro. You should have a penalty. I don't splice no clips, nigga. Like, I'll put the whole thing. I did a documentary on all the beef that Ryan Upchurch had. There was a segment where JJ Lawhorn was squealing, literally squealing, for like 30 minutes. I put the whole clip, nigga. Fuck. F it. We need to see the whole context. You know, I ain't gonna splice this up. Nah, man. But yeah, it's pretty foul.
It's really, really, really bad. It is super obvious that whoever edited that, whoever signed off on it, they did it with an agenda. It was 100% done with malice. This is really bad.
Now, this sort of egregious editing and misleading media coverage doesn't really surprise a lot of us, but as I put to our US contributor, Kristen Tate, Donald Trump certainly won't be taking this lying down.
Good for him. I mean, this was broadcast 1 week before the 2024 presidential election here in the United States. The BBC did this intentionally. They took out the parts of Trump's speech from January 6th, 2021, where he repeatedly said for his protesters to be peaceful. It's absolutely deceptive editing. This potentially reached tens of millions of people on all of the BBC's various platforms. And they are right to be called out by Trump. Some higher ups at the BBC have already stepped down over this controversy. And look, you know, Chris, it's okay to have an opinion. That's fine. It happens all the time on TV. What's not okay is to disguise an opinion as hard news. You know what that is? That is actually trying to interfere with an election, which is exactly what this was. And good on Trump for calling them out. I hope they pay up.
Trump was furious with the edit and threatened to sue the BBC for over $1 billion.
Are you going ahead and suing the BBC?
Well, I guess I have to. You know, why not? Because they defrauded the public, and they've admitted it. And they're top echelon.
Director General and the CEO.
Sue the hell out of them. Yes, make an example, bro. You see people already like stepping down from positions. Let's get some firings going, right? Get some money taken out their pocket. Let's go in. Because that was just disgusting and blatant.
This is within one of our great allies. You know, this is supposedly our great ally, BBC. The government has a chunk of that one, I guess. But that's a pretty sad event. They actually changed my January 6th speech, which was a beautiful speech, which was a very calming speech, and they made it sound radical. And they actually changed it. What they did was rather incredible. They're showing me the results later on, the results of what they did, how they butchered it up. But it was very dishonest, and the head man quit, and a lot of the other people.
The BBC went into meltdown and then desperately apologized to Trump.
This all started with the Panorama edit. I've just got this in. This is just breaking news, Emma, which relates to this story. We're just hearing that the BBC has apologized to Donald Trump over the editing of a speech which appeared on Panorama in 2024, adding it was an error of judgment and the program will not be broadcast again in this form on any BBC platform. So that's the BBC apologizing directly
$1 per view. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
To the President of the United States over the editing of a speech that appeared on Panorama in 2024. But Emma, by the sounds of it, there might be another apology to make.
Yeah, so that was the one that's caused such a furore over the last week or so that resulted on Sunday night in the Director General of the BBC, the big boss, Tim Davie, resigning. Also, the Chief Executive of BBC News, Deborah Turness, both of those leaving their roles. Then the BBC chair apologising for what he called an error of judgment. So this really has been the focus of enormous attention.
And in another blow, it has come out that this was not an isolated incident.
Now we're talking about this Newsnight programme. And what's really interesting about it, according to The Telegraph, who've broken this story, a live guest straight after that speech was played out on Newsnight pointed out that it had been cut incorrectly, changing the meaning. And according to the Telegraph, nothing was done on air to say apologise or to address that.
Yeah, so
and then
people it had happened.
Yeah, and then the next morning in an editorial meeting, it said that it was discussed there, concerns were raised, nothing was done then. There has been a response from the BBC, a BBC spokesperson saying the BBC holds itself to the highest editorial standards. This matter has been brought to our attention and we are now looking into this.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirmed Trump will be taking legal action over the incidents.
Thank you, Bev. There's a lot of questions in one there. I will say, I know the president has a very good relationship with Prime Minister Sharma. You have been there, you've seen them in their interactions, you've questioned both leaders in your time joining us when we've gone to the United Kingdom a few different times now. However, he has always been very frank when he disagrees with leaders, even whom he has a good relationship with. And the BBC, being a fair news organization, is definitely an outlet. I think these two leaders would disagree. The president has made it very clear that this is a leftist propaganda machine that is unfortunately subsidized by British taxpayers, and he thinks that's extremely unfortunate for the great people of the United Kingdom and Great Britain. And I think that the president was deeply concerned by the editing, the purposeful and dishonest editing of his speech that was so clearly fake news, and he rightfully dubbed that term many years ago, and this is a classic example of that. We see it in the United States all the time. We see it now in the United Kingdom. As you know, the president's external legal counsel has filed a lawsuit against the BBC. We expect that to continue, and whether they apologize or not is up to them.
Yeah. So you seen that, you heard that. I agree with the president. He should move forward. Now, liberal media, they're going to get.
He should sue the hell out of them, bro. Like, sue them. And just sue until, I ain't gonna say what I was about to say. But yeah, sue the hell out of them. They're wilding. Like, how do I have more sense than them? And I'm just a YouTuber. These niggas, it's a whole network. Just violating. Oh, you trying to make money off the Trump hate. It's crazy. I keep looking over here thinking my camera. I'm moving my camera the other day. So I'm over here used to looking right here. That's why I keep switching back. But yeah, fam, like they need to be sued for sure.
That's like the BBC. And they're going to say, oh, you have to stand up to Trump. You can't fold. They're already upset that the BBC apologized, right? But if they fold to the lawsuit, right, if they issue some type of settlement, right, some type of financial payout, they're going to be super upset with that because we've already seen other outlets fold to Trump. So, yeah, this was the worst, right? This is the most egregious. I mean, outside of the George Slopopotamus one, that was pretty bad too. But this one is really bad. OK, I mean, I can tell you personally that was done with malice. And I mean, this is just par for the course when it comes to the media nowadays, right? They don't care. They don't care. They try to present their opinions as news, as fact, when it's not. It's just opinion. And in this situation, the BBC purposely edited a speech from President Trump and changed the meaning of what he said through purposely, deceptively editing different parts of the speech together to make, again, it seem like the president called for violence, direct violence that day, which he did not do. Again, that conveniently fits the narrative that the liberal media, that the left, that the Democrats, I guess also the liberals in the UK too, right? The left in the UK too, that they want to push against the president. So yeah, the BBC has to be punished. And I hope that President Trump punishes them thoroughly, right? So we're going to see, but let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective.
Shout out to the Black conservative perspective. But yeah, I think he 100% sue the hell out of them. I think he should sue the heck out of that network. BBC is wilding. That's a crazy. I still am not used to saying that name. But yes, I do think that they're wilding. They were out of line and they know it. Now they trying to hurry up and run for cover. Cover everything up. Nah, too late. I ain't rolling. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button, share the video.